Hey there folks, Kozzi here, getting my aggro on with this Stonescar aggro list. Slight infiltrate synergies, fair amount of just well costed aggressive units, and a small amount of sacrifice synergy going on as well. It looks as though we've just dabbled in all of the major elements that Stonescar wants to do, but it's all with a focus of being on the front foot, so it's not as though I feel as though we were too busy looking in every other direction. That we never really got a clear focus. I feel as though it's all working together on a pretty cohesive plan. This hand is okay. I don't love the fact that I don't have any 2-drops and that all of my cards are on 3. So basically I'll be doing nothing then 3, but I am on the play. We can cast Assembly Line into Ravenous Thornbeast. Dark Return can bring this back if they manage to kill it. And I'm always loath to mulligan a hand where I have a 3-4 split, because there's just too much risk of getting flooded or screwed. So we'll play it out, even though I don't love it. It's just an okay hand. This could be a dangerous opponent. They could be having things like Lightning Storm. But fortunately it looks as though they're slower. I would have loved to have drawn that Obsidian Golem slightly earlier. So yeah, these guys could all disappear to a Lightning Storm. The advantage though is that they can all attack in. I think we'll cast the Soul Collector first, try and get our extra value. Again, could get blown out, but if we don't, it stops them from blocking. We'll be able to get it pumped up at least 1 through our Thorn Beast. I feel like we can start to get some good work happening. Do we want to exhaust and just attack in? If we attack, there's a chance that he might not want to block. It's interesting that he chose to freeze the Granadon. Quite interesting indeed. This uses our power more efficiently as well. Yeah, okay. Ideally what I'd love to do is get to 5 so I can still cast my 3-drop and use all of my power. And that's nice. They're definitely a very slow deck. So long as we can keep this aggression up, we should be okay. I'm happy trading off here. That's fine by me. All of this makes my Soul Collector bigger. Now we have a very intimidating board out of nowhere, and the ability to bring back whatever we want the most with the Dark Return. I'm feeling pretty happy with this board state. Yeah, this looks like an Elysian Echo shenanigan kind of deal. But soon these will just be too big for them to know what to do with. They're both out of Lightning Strike range, which is also good. So they're both within double block range though. So if I'm going to attack with everybody, what's most likely to happen? Let's say that they take the 2 chump attacks. They take 10 going down to 8. This becomes a 7/7 and I get a piece of equipment. If I attack with both of these, they'll likely double block the Soul Collector, and then I can Dark Return, bring back the Soul Collector. Am I happy? If I attack with everybody, I get an extra 3 damage in, and I need to ask myself, am I happy with the 10 damage if they take these 2 blocks and having a 7/7 and a 5/5? I think I'd rather just force the issue this way. These guys are going to be useful once we get a double block and start to reduce the resources. We'll definitely take out this one. And this is just getting too big for them to deal with soon. Even if they are a huge Elysian style deck. Is that to do 5 damage to a flying creature, or are you just trying to cycle? I know that you wouldn't do it here. There's no point attacking for 3 when I've got this size of board and I'm on 30. So, if I attack with everybody, what happens? They're taking 9 if they choose to double block. If they choose to block off here, they're taking 11. If I attack with these two and they double block, I get them 5 down to 8. I think we just attack with everybody, yeah? Probably should have attacked with everybody last turn. If they double block, they're taking a lot of damage. They have something that is so cheap and so powerful that they have Aversword and... What on earth is this? When it's in your hand, it gets +1/+1 each time you play a unit. Wow. So that's held up the board for them? If I attack, they block, they take 3 going to 2. Yeah, it slowed it down enough for them. That sucks. Okay. Oh, they might be able to draw out of this now. This is not looking good for us. If we draw a combat trick, if we draw a piece of removal, I can draw my direct damage. I can see now why they double blocked to get rid of the 6/6, because that was the only thing that could have profitably traded in here. Yeah, we're going to get killed by card advantage now, aren't we? Oh no. This isn't good at all. So I need to ask myself, am I willing to lose my whole board here to deal with one of their 6/6s? These creatures aren't getting any better for me. It gives me a 2/2 equipment, but then I'm just stuck with nothing. We got plenty of life, so I think we just need to be patient. But yeah, the Starfer stories coupled with the mythic. I've never even seen this card before, quite genuinely. I'm really amazed that I've never seen it. I realise that it's legendary, but... Wow, this is such a janky little deck. Smuggler's Stash could maybe also get me back into this. Curious that they chose to attack there. I guess I could only make that a 4-4. And so it'll be a 2-for-1 trade. This guy's likely to attack in and do nothing, so I guess we just sit back and take it. But I think the minute they were able to get out that pair of 6/6s, that was the end of the game for us. Not even being able to attack in and represent a trade. That really hurt. And knowing that we had, you know, the direct damage, that we could have just burnt this out. Well, now we want to make sure they can't attack in profitably with those lifesteal guys. Like even now, if we're to draw that direct burn damage, we can do 10 to the face. So, still got time. Just need to draw cards that are a little bit more useful. This unfortunately changes that equation now. Crown of Possibilities is a mythic as well, isn't it? Legendary, rather. So taking 6 + 6 is 12. Yeah, we're done here. I think, whether I made a mistake by not jump attacking in the middle of that combat series is up for grabs. Yeah, like 2 3-cost 6/6s. They're not the kind of thing that you play around, hey. I would have been happy for that rampage a while ago. I think we'll play the Amethyst Monument first. We really want to curve out here, and the likelihood of getting to 5 is unlikely at best. Oh, you're kidding me. You play a card like that and you get value? Sorry guys, as I said, my cranky pants are on. Yeah. In reality, this shouldn't be a card in his deck, so now they'll just have the card that they should have, and I'll just have a pesky 1/1 sitting around doing junk. But yeah, that card should not be in a deck, and you shouldn't be getting value off it. Like, quite genuinely, you see here, if I was first, it just would have got blocked by my 2/2, and it would have just been a totally dead card in their hand. But it was only because it was in their opening hand, and they were on the play, and I didn't have one of my 1-drops that they were able to get away with that. There's just way too many scenarios that were needed in order for that to not be a mistake. So my choice here is whether I want to go up to Sharpshooter or Assembly Line. Assembly Line gives me something nice to Thorn Beast, but I won't be Thorn Beasting for a little while. I think I'd rather Sharpshooter here. They don't have Lightning Strike. There wasn't a stop there. And this allows me to put up a very problematic creature. Sure, you get your 1 damage in. Do I want to keep playing for efficiency? I think I do. If they want to try and race, I believe that we're comfortably winning this race. And And if they want to stay back, then I'm happy to attack in and get my Warcry and trade. That's a little bit annoying, especially if they give it killer, which, seeing the way that this deck's worked so far, right, is more likely than I'd like to admit. Yep. Ah, jeez. Rightio. We'll wait a turn before making up my mind on what I want to eat with my Thorn Beast. Quite a problem for us that if they play big creatures, now that they've managed to get the Mondo Condor off there, he can just come in and kill stuff constantly. I think I could think it would be nice to eat the Golem so I can get this above killer range from their Dawnwalker. In fact, I think that's the way I'll most likely go. Yeah, I think that's actually exactly the way I'll go. If that's the case, we'll do this now. And I think I'm happy enough to chump attack in with one of my 1/1s. So I can either wait on using my Dark Return to have a bit of an element of surprise. Yeah, I think I do. I can afford to do it all next turn anyway. There's not a lot that will punish me for waiting. I don't have a lot of 4s or 5s in this deck at all. And if I do, there's a good chance that there'll be cards that I'd prefer to play over the Dark Return anyway. Them gaining life is a little bit of a pain. I'll say that much. I might offer up the trade here, because if they choose to trade off here, I could bring back the Thorn. Actually, no, what am I talking about? Wow, pair of killers. This has been a greedy deck, man. So what do I want to bring back? If I bring back the Sharpshooter, actually if I bring back either, I can still afford to hold up my Annihilate. I basically only want to spend a maximum of 5 here. So I think the choice is Fighter, Obsidian Golem, or Sharpshooter. Golem is the one that survives a turn. 7/8. Doesn't put up lethal though. I think whatever I do, I definitely want to be representing lethal. So I think we take the Sharpshooter. Oh wait, it gets +1/+1. Oh, I'm on a different planet. This is good because it can protect me. If they play something fat, at least I can protect myself against... Okay, we got away with it. Boring silver chests. And we have our first win notched up. Yeah. I would have been so annoyed if I lost that game. Oh man. I was feeling the stress rising even though I was up. Yeah. We can't keep this hand. We really want to draw into a fire. At least we don't have a lot of fire spells for early, so we'll still be able to curve out pretty reasonably. Flame Blast is a card that's likely never going to be getting played this game. And that's a little bit annoying because it makes this pretty useless. I have a weird series of choices. So if I cast the Argenport Instigator, I'm up against Film, which is the colours of effective removal. It looks like it's an aggressive Film by the Twilight Raptor. And so I could just be taking damage to myself. If I play the Scavenging Vulture, I'm not going to be able to block here anyway, but if I draw the Beastmaster's Amulet next turn, it's going to be better. And I also don't take the damage if I Thorn Beast, but it's a much less effective threat. So it's really whether I want to race or hope. I guess we play with what I've got in hand. Actually, the Beastmaster's Amulet is applicable no matter which creature I have. That Recurring Nightmare is going to be a massive problem for me. Fortunately, does it die? No, it goes back to the hand. So we basically need to draw our Torch or Brogue. Or we could just play the Scavenging Vulture. Slightly off curve, but yeah. We just need to make sure that Recurring Nightmare doesn't kill us. And hope that they don't have removal. If they attack with just the Twilight Raptor, we know we're in with a shot. That's annoying. Definitely is annoying. But I guess we just need to accept the reality that they've got it, we can't do anything about it. At least we can do a damage to them. And whilst I'd like to be cute and devour the Scavenging Vulture, I think I really just need to play my Sharpshooter and try and get as fast a clock on as possible. Hope that we draw some Fire Sigils, use Burnout. Yeah, same deal still applies here. If it means that we just need to let in 2 damage from the Magus. They might have Devour and they're trying to be cute. But no, this is fasten your seatbelt racing. We just don't have the aerial creatures to try and defend against this. We just don't at all. Slight Nombo with our Argenport and our sack effects. Unfortunately, this gains me 2 life, which could actually be quite significant in this matchup. So they flooded a little bit. We know that they have 1 Recurring Nightmare and 3 unknown cards. I imagine they might have a sack effect in their hand by the fact that they didn't. By the fact that they didn't block with their Stonescar Magus. I'll tell you what, I wish I had I truly wish I had a Plague in my deck in scenarios like this. Slightly ugly choice again. I could burn out something that I care about to get rid of this Recurring Nightmare. But then again, this could also be the style of deck that likely has... what's the name of the Give It Haste and whatnot? Or I can keep developing. Blood Beetle problematizes their spiders a little bit. Thornbeast is no good at the moment, it's just a 3-3. Or a 5-5 because they're deadly creatures. I just don't have effective ways of dealing with them. I could Devour to look for more answers, but I feel as though the creatures I'm devouring I want to keep. So my choice, I'm definitely playing the Blood Beetle. I can either play the Thorn Beast now or hold up Devour. I think I'd rather hold up Devour, to be honest. We can do things like I can Devour my Blood Beetle, turning this into a 2-1, so I can block the Twilight Raptor if they decide to be cheeky. It'll die, I'll draw cards. I still have the Burnout to deal with this on a future turn. I'll also have seen 2 more cards, so hopefully I'll be able to get something like my Grenadins. Help me get up to the fire influence that I desperately need right now. It's an unusual choice, that one. Block here. I get that they want to get it in, but I really want to draw power this turn. To do something like the Ronin to burn out would be really useful. I think now instead we just need to hold up the burnout, because we can't afford to take 8. And I don't want to attack in and trade here. And I think we'll be burning out our Argenport Instigator, because this is liable to kill us. Yeah, so burn out the Nightmare. Ronin and Destroyer next turn. Attack in with both. Actually, I could Guerrilla Fighter one of the spiders. All of this is on the assumption my opponent does next to nothing, because I'm in such a bad spot I kind of need to start assuming this. Recurring Nightmare is an amazing card if you can't deal with it. I think what matters most is gaining some life, to be honest. Slightly inefficient, but so be it. Dark Return would be helpful now, I really wouldn't mind. Dark Returning the Destroyer and just getting 7 life for my troubles. I never thought I'd be so annoyed to see spiders in all my life. I'm happy to attack in with a Ronin and trade off there with them. A 1-drop for a 1-drop where I get a Warcry is a deal that I'm happy with. I'm just making sure I hold back this no matter what, because if I get equipment, then I don't have to fear these spiders anymore. So there's no point in trading that off prematurely. That's a bit annoying. I guess I can force them out of having the opportunity to use it by exhausting it for at least this turn. And then next turn I can Thorn Beast if need be. Yeah. that's an okay use of my turn. I'm definitely happy to see the stash. The card advantage is going to be needed. Don't have any equipment at the moment though, which is a shame. Still short on useful power. Do we just develop out our board? Yeah. If we start to draw into fire, we'll be able to burn this out eventually. So yeah, I think we just keep developing. Do I want to make this bigger? It's a good chance that I do. Is it at the expense of the Ronin then? Yeah, I think so. If I decide that the Ronin's good, I can always get it back later. I feel like I'm on borrowed time here as well. The longer I wait, the more likely it is they'll get that the ability to recur the recurring nightmare out of the void. Oh, one turn too late. Do I want to offer up the trade? I think I do, because then I can play the Smuggler's Stash turn into a 7/7. That seems like a fair trade to me. Seems like a very good trade to me. I don't get my weapons, but I don't need them right now. I just need to get my clock going. It's not the best use out of a Smuggler's Stash in the world, but contextually it's what I need. And I'm getting up the ability to go wide and make their life very difficult. To the extent that I don't think they can attack with the 2/2. Okay, they disagree. So they haven't played anything in ages. Which makes me think they're holding up removal of some description. The conservative attack would be the Thorn Beast plus the Gargoyle. More aggressive would be everybody. If they have straight up removal for that and then they block there, they're taking 8, going to 8. I don't think we need to do that quite yet. Although it is worth noting I can do 7 damage once I draw this extra fire. Okay, I'm not unhappy at that at all. Explains why they think they can race me. I think if they had hard removal, they would have used it there. So perhaps they're more flooded than I've given them credit for. If I attack for everybody and they block 1, they take 9 going down to 7 and I can burn. If they have removal, I take 6 on the backswing or I can play my Zen and Destroyer. I feel as though I'm happy with that equation. Man, they managed to grind us out. We managed to get past the silly recurring nightmare. I'll tell you what, appropriately named. That made our life very difficult. And that takes us through to 2-1. Solid result so far. Let's continue on. I'll see you guys in just a moment as we continue on with this Stonescar aggro build. I've been Kozzi, drafting for Pick 1 Pack 1. Thanks for watching, guys.